Hey guys, so today we are going to be taking a look at this brand new hamster cage. You guys saw me pick up this cage in my last video when I went to Petsmart. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it at the end of this video. But basically, Petsmart just released a huge new line of small pet stuff. A lot of hamster stuff, including this line of cages. And then they released some toys and stuff. But the cage is the main thing I wanted to focus on today. If you guys have been to my channel before, you probably know that this is not going to be a good review just based off of the box of this cage. If you're new here and you don't know too much about hamsters, which I'm hoping this video gets to some people who maybe saw this cage in store and thought it looked cute and wanted to get it for their kid. Hopefully after you watch this video, you'll realize that this cage and a lot of cages like it aren't really great options for hamsters, and there are much better and cheaper options out there. But today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new cage. This is by the brand All Living Things, which is a PetSmart brand. They have a new line of items called the Tiny Tails, and they released quite a few new cages, and this one is the race car. So here's just a look at all the new cages they're coming out with. There's the race car, there's a house, there's a barn that has a silo you can buy, a rocket ship, an amusement park, a castle with a little connection, and then just a clubhouse. So you can definitely tell by the way these new cages look, they're definitely targeted to get parents to buy them for their little kids. The whole new section where all these cages and toys is, it's super bright. As you can see, there are really cute little characters on the front. So these cages are definitely marketed to get little kids hamsters. I know pet stores have to make money, but honestly, I have a pretty big problem with this because when you walk in that aisle, it basically looks like a toy store. So the kids walk down the aisle and they see all this bright stuff and cute characters. Their mind thinks, ooh, cute toys, I want to get a hamster. And basically from that moment on, the hamster is not a living being, it's not an animal, it's just a toy or accessory for a little kid. And while I understand, yes, it is great marketing, and PetSmart unfortunately is probably going to make a lot of money from that, these are living creatures and they're not toys. So if you're a parent watching this, please take a little bit of time and maybe get a bin cage, get an aquarium. This cage was actually $40, which is crazy expensive for what it is. You can make a really big, nice bin cage and you can decorate it and make it bright with like stickers or cute duct tape for like half the price, and your hamster would be a lot healthier and happier. So if you're looking for something cheap and colorful, look into a bin cage, or you can even get like a 40-gallon aquarium when they're on sale. But enough of my rambling, let's go ahead and open this up and take a look at this cage. Really close before I open it up, I just wanted to show a little up close of the box just to kind of show you guys some of the selling points that they're using to sell this cage. So just like the Critter Trail, the main thing that I know the company is going to say is these are connectable cages. So even though this one cage is pretty small, you can get multiple cages and connect them together. But let's be honest, most parents aren't going to go out and buy their hamster like 5 or 6 of these cages because that would be hundreds of dollars. Even if they did, multiple small cages do not make up for one large cage, so it's still not ideal, and it's going to be crazy expensive. I know another reason people buy these kits is because they think they come with everything they need, because they do come with a food dish, a water bottle, and a wheel. But as you guys will see later in the video, I'm sure that wheel is not big enough for most hamsters to use. And the crazy selling point of this cage is it lights up. I don't know why your hamster would need a light up cage, but we're going to be taking a look at that. It says it does come with a USB cord. And then here are the measurements. So this cage is about 20 inches by 16 inches. And while that technically is over 300 square inches of floor space, you know that is like the outside, so it's measuring from the very largest places. So the floor space, I'm sure, is not anywhere close to that. And right now in the US, most people will agree that a hamster is good in at least 450. So this cage is definitely pretty small. Okay, so I just went ahead and opened up the box. So let me go ahead and pull this out. It looks like it's already assembled, which is great because I can't imagine this is too easy to put together and take apart. Like for cleaning, it does not look fun to clean whatsoever. So here is the race car. So I do have to admit, it is cute when you're just thinking of it like as a toy, but this is not a toy. This is to house a living creature, and you think of it that way, it's actually really pathetic. I'm sure I'll get people that comment on here that say, oh, that's all a hamster needs and they'll be fine, but I'm sure I'll get those comments. I hate when I get them, but I know some people, you will never change their mind. Hopefully most of you watching will agree with me that this is more of a toy and not something you would put a living creature in. But let's go ahead and open this up if I can figure out where it opens. So there is a little opening on the top. It's like a little plastic opening that you push back. So that's like not even big enough to get a Syrian hamster in and out of. And then it looks like it does also open on the front, so kind of like a car. The hood opens up, so you can do it this way. This opening is a little bit bigger, but I still think if you're grabbing in for a hamster, probably not the best angle you want to go in at. And let's see, and the back also opens up, or the trunk. Let me see if I can get this open. I feel like this plastic might snap. And then the trunk opens also. So there's also wire bars on both of the sides. These don't open, these are just for some more ventilation. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take out the wheel and the tubes and everything and set it up, and then we'll take a closer look at the overall cage. Okay, so after spending way more time setting this up than I would care to admit, the cage is finally together. Even though I didn't have to assemble it, I had to put the tubes together, put the water bottle in, and the wheel. The tubes definitely took me the longest, just because although it's very simple, I obviously am not as smart as I thought, and it did take a little bit. So I do just want to show a couple different things that came with, and this just kind of shows in fact that the company's definitely looking at this like some type of toy to make money off of, and not that a living creature is going to be in here. Because included in this is like a little activity game set, so it has a word search and a maze, and it's just all really cute and colorful. And it also comes with a sheet of stickers. So once again, this is something you should find in a toy store for a fake pet. You shouldn't be leaving a real living hamster or any other animal like a mouse in here. But this is what the store is selling, so hopefully maybe this video will keep one person from buying this for their kid. But let's take a little bit closer look at this cage, and I'll show you some of the super cool features. So here's just a little close-up. It has the Tiny Tails branding on here. And then there is the tube section. These tubes would be great for a dwarf, but they are going to be a little bit tight fit for a Syrian. If you put a Syrian in here though, I think the tubes are going to be the least of its problem. So it does come with the water bottle, and the thing I want to mention on here is this water bottle has the weirdest spout I have ever seen. So when you put it in the cage, it actually points straight down, which I don't know if that's a really good situation. And also it's very low to the bottom, so you'd only be able to put not even an inch of bedding in there. And if you try to raise it up higher on here, the angle's even worse. So you really can't put any bedding under the water bottle, or your hamster's not going to be able to get to the water. So other than that, this is just the cage. The wheel is right here. I did measure it, and this is a 6-inch wheel, so it would probably work for a robo, but that is definitely all the wheel would work for. Also, I don't believe that most parents would want to keep this wheel because it is definitely not silent. So when a hamster is running on that, it is going to do a lot of that noise all night long, so definitely not a great option. And then it comes with a really cheap plastic food bowl. So just for a little size comparison, here is my normally sized adult hand, and that's how big it is. It takes up most of the cage. So that's just a quick look at this cage. Now there's just one final thing to test out, which obviously is the coolest part of owning a hamster. That is lighting up the cage. So it does have a USB attached back here. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in, and we will see what happens. So the tail lights lit up. I don't know if you guys can see that because of my bright studio lights, but there are strips of lights right there. And then the headlights of the car lit up. So I guess if you want to get your kid a hamster and you don't really care about the health of the hamster, but you want a cool night light, this would be the cage for you. So that's going to be it for today's video. I just wanted to show you guys this cage. I know this was probably a ridiculous video, and most of my subscribers knew just by looking at it that it was an awful cage. But like I said at the beginning, if I can talk one parent into not buying this cage or any of the new cages for their kids, then my job will be done. I'm sure I'll get those comments that said I was too harsh on the company and I shouldn't be making a video like this. But like I said at the beginning, these are living creatures we're talking about. They're not toys. And although a company is there to make money, they should still have some responsibility to make sure they're not selling really bad or dangerous products. So I'm just putting this out there. People can choose to listen. The brand that makes this cage, All Living Things, does make some really great products too, so I'm not bashing that brand in general. I buy some of their products all the time. The thing is, maybe they should just rethink this cage and this whole new line of cages, because I know if a company came out with a really big, nice cage, they would have a lot of people supporting them online, and that can go a really long ways. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time.